Hello and welcome, this is Orsi and this is going to be your reading for 2023 if you are single and looking for love. Those are the criteria for this video. I'm thinking about doing one for people who are already in a relationship, you know what to expect for the next year, what challenges the year can bring, which we also are obviously gonna look at in this reading. So do let me know if you're interested because I don't even know if that's something that people would love to watch. But yeah, other than that, we're gonna look at just the theme that's coming up for you if you're single, looking for love. Because, you know, not looking for love, then, you know, your attention is somewhere else. So the themes, the big questions that can be worked with. Awesome. And some final advice with this card at the end. I'm gonna be using the same tarot deck for all three readings, and that's the True Black Tarot Limited Holographic Edition, because I kind of feel like, you know, adding some rainbow to things is just make things better. But you will obviously have three piles. Pile number one has the Icicle and some hollow. Pile number two has a little doll with a heart. And pile number three has a snowflake with some gold glitter. So make your choice. Timestamps are going to be down below in the description. And hopefully this is useful. If you know, like it, please don't be shy to hit the like button and comment down below which pile resonates. It could be more, you know, there could be messages in more piles or neither. As always, just take what resonates, and if nothing resonates, then I still appreciate you stopping by. But yeah, I'm gonna be starting with pile number one. Hello, pile number one. If you chose this Icicle or just the number one, then this is going to be your reading. Should I put it here? Yeah, let's put it here. So we're gonna check this one at the end of the reading. Let's see. Your main area that you can work on or with in the next year is communication. And we have next stage and meeting as well. Awesome. So if you're single and ready to mingle, so to speak, with the communication card, it's not just about you can or you should work on communication and how you communicate, maybe getting more clear on the messages you're sending. You know, maybe you could be someone who thinks that you need to communicate something else rather than who you are, because you think that that's what other people are expecting from you. And that's why there could be some miscommunication, misalignment in people you're meeting, or not even, you know, getting to that stage, because you could be someone who says something that you think the other person is expecting you from, and that's, you know, that can work in a short term, but as soon as you start showing who you are, you know, there's some misalignment and the other person gets confused because you were not like this before and la la la. But it also means that you're keeping people around you that are not there because they like you for who you are. So the big thing that you can work on to find a relationship is communication. How you communicate, what you communicate, and how clear that communication is. Also with this card, obviously, this could mean that your chance of finding someone, because we have a meeting here, could be online. So it could mean, or some other ways of communicating, because we have typewriter. Obviously, if you want to, you know, write letters on a typewriter and send them out, that's amazing. But we also have a fountain pen. So this could be that the way you're gonna meet someone who could potentially turn into a relationship is through communication, and specifically written communication. Because this could be that you need to, I don't know, send some forms back somewhere, or you join like a challenge. There's Incorimo every January, where you send out letters to people in the world. You could maybe potentially look into that. Maybe you will find someone where you don't know immediately that this is more than, you know, just a friendship. So be open to just communicate with everyone, even if you don't think that that person is someone you're looking for, because maybe they are not, but maybe they don't know someone else, and they will point you into the right direction. So don't be afraid to communicate with people that you don't regard as a potential relationship partner. We also have a next stage and a meeting, and because they are not in a different order or not next to, you know, the next stage is not next to falling in love or something like that, I would say that the next stage is for you. You're gonna have an option to work on, like I said, your communication skills. And once you do that, once you're getting better at communicating your needs, what you want from a potential partner, for example, and who you are better, you're reaching a next stage where you can actually attract someone, or not just attract, but, you know, find someone who's a better match for you, because you're more open about who you are. I'm not saying, you know, tell every secret you have to everyone. Just don't be afraid to be specific of your needs. And I'm not thinking about stuff like how this potential partner is looking, or, you know, because those can be very superficial and not even what we need exactly, just what we think we need. We need the, you know, the prince or the princess, when in fact you need I don't even know, like a magician or a high priestess, for example, if we're thinking about in archetypes. But if you go around and tell people that I want the big house, the big money, and, you know, if this is legitimately what you want, be specific about that either, or two, because if you have certain expectations, and that you're not ready to settle, and you're just saying that, oh no, I don't care, I love everybody, I'm just blah blah blah, if that's not coming from an honest place, then it's not gonna work either. And I'm not judging you for it. Everybody has their own specific things that they find attractive. Some things can be worked on and should be worked on, but some things are, I think it's, you know, in our DNA, it's engraved. We just need to be very specific and clear about them. Because if we are, then the other person can't say that, oh, you didn't, you know, you were acting like this at the beginning of the relationship, but once we got serious, you turned and you know, turned into someone else. Because then you were clear from the start, and if you don't like it and they thought that they can settle for it, it's their problem, it's not yours. This makes sense. But, you know, once you reach this next stage, there's going to be a meeting, and maybe more than one. And there's going to be chances of meeting someone that you actually connect with. So right away, it's not about the other person for you, but it's definitely a step towards that, where you can actually meet someone who's, you know, potentially good for you. But let's pull some tarot cards, and my cat might be just sabotaging things because she wants to get out. But okay, let's flip them over then. Oh, I love the star. Okay, 8 of wands. Let's get one more. Or not, maybe. Oh yeah, okay, cool. Knight of Wands. Okay. I'm in frame. Yeah, pretty much okay. So, just give me a sec, I need to let my cat out. Okay, back. So, where was I? I was just starting to talk about the cards. So, 801s is interesting because I didn't get a quickly moving energy from these cards, but for some of you, it's definitely gonna be quick and you're gonna find a way to get clear on these things and reach the next stage quite quickly because we have the 801s. Look at the back, there's some hole. The 801s, and the 801s is all about fast moving energy. It can be a little disorganized, so it can be a little overwhelming as well. So, just don't forget to take time to check in on how you feel because things can start to pick up quite quickly and you can reach that next stage or meet people and meet that person that you can have form a relationship quite quickly and things can progress quite quickly. And this card is also, a reminder to check in on how you feel if you want to move if you want things to move quickly or not. So be sure to check in with yourself how you feel about it, because if you want to slow things down, that's a completely valid thing. And don't let the initial magic of meeting that person wrap you up and leave you in a headspace where you're just like, oh, like everything is fine or everything is just happening so fast I don't even know what is happening. So just slow down if it's needed. But it's also getting messages. So there's a definite either online communication or, like I said, written, like actual letters communication. So I feel like the meeting is gonna happen first online, and it's not doesn't have to be like a dating app. It can be, but it could just be social media in general. Then we have the star, and I love the star here because the star is a reminder to have faith in things actually happening, that things will turn into a good and positive experience for you. Because the star is not just about, oh, let's be hopeful and everything, because everything is fine and I want to believe in love kind of hope. It comes after the tower, which is a reminder that this sort of hope or hopeful and mentality you gain after going through hardship. It's not an easy thing to do, but this is a reminder to don't forget that just because things were difficult previously, it doesn't mean at all that things can't turn into something wonderful as a new chapter for you. So this is a reminder for you to actually believe that you can reach this next stage and you can actually meet someone. Especially because we have the Queen of Swords here. And the Queen of Swords is the most logical one. She's not the one who's gonna immediately look at emotions or feelings. She's the type of energy that can be very dry sometimes, but it's a very needed dryness and detachment energy. So what you need to do is look at what you did, the progress that you made, the mistakes that you made, and instead of wallowing in self-pity or turning against yourself because you made those mistakes with the miscommunication, with not being clear about what you want, this queen asks you to pull in your logical side and try to look at the situation and your experiences in a more laid back, step back, but from a more from a point of view where you're not too close to the situation. So try to be objective, that's the word I was looking for. Objective about what you need to do, where you're coming from, and what you need to, or what you want to achieve. Because that's for you right now, it's more healthy to handle the situation and the progress that you need to do or go through, than going at it from an emotional place. Because I kind of get a feeling that for you, emotions can get into the way of things progressing. Some people are prone to overthink. For you, I think you're prone to overfeel, and that's why you're like, oh, I feel like this, but this is not good because the other person probably wants me to feel like that, or I'm supposed to feel like this, and this is not how I imagined love be, for example. So sometimes you need to be just a little more practical about your love life. It could be about the dating apps, obviously, if you're at age and you feel safe doing it, because maybe the way you always imagined meeting someone is just not possible anymore, and it's easier and better if to accept that and look for new ways to find people than forever just sit in your room hoping that the prince or princess will come by and see you and fall in love, because that's a Disney movie and we don't live in Disney movies if you think about it. But we also have the Knight of Wands here, which is a very, very passionate knight. And it could be two things, because this is a general reading. It could be that you meet someone who will stir up very, very passionate feelings. They might not stay in for the long run, but they might start a very positive change for you. If you say yes to the experience, obviously it's your choice always. But it also means, with this queen here, that it's a reminder to not take away a significance of an experience if it's just, for a very short period of time, because this could be something that helps you reach the next stage. For example, if you meet someone who stir up passionate feelings and you realize that, oh wait, I actually need something that they showed in a relationship that I want. And I think I've said it somewhere at the beginning to, don't look at people and disregard them if they don't fit the perfect mold of how you imagine love, because you never know what, a small meeting or small exchange of words can turn into if you give it a chance. So, but obviously, usual disclaimers, don't give it to chance to people who are abusive, who say mean things, or, just you're icky about them. Those are no-nos always. It's just that when you feel like you're intrigued by someone, but you look at them and they're like, they don't, you usually don't go for that type, for example. Give them a chance, because you never know. It could be just you get a feedback from the universe, so to speak, that yes, indeed, this is not something that you want in a relationship, but at least you will be more clear on your needs as well, because you can get into an actual working relationship if you don't know what you want and what you need, because those things could be very, very different. But it's it's not a bad thing. There's definitely a chance for meeting and progressing and finding a real relationship, which I really love. And let's see the final message. Oh, simplicity. Okay, this connects back to what I said about the queen. Things can be actually simple and work out for you. They don't have to have this overarching storyline. For example, meeting someone, it can be a simple exchange of words. Like I said, for some reason the exchange of words comes up, and I don't know why, but that's for someone specifically. And it's not talking to someone, it's someone else, but it will mean some things for someone. But also with the simplicity, we have the feather, which if you're, in watching spiritual content, you usually hear that, seeing a feather could mean a sign from the universe. And I read it as well as I read it that way as well. When I see a feather, I associate that with higher powers, the things that I believe in, paying attention, or just not paying attention because they always do that, but reassuring me that they are there, they are listening, they are keeping an eye on me. It's a reassurance. So keep an eye on things that reassure you that you're on the right path. And you don't have to believe in anything higher power or bigger than you. It could be just reassurance that you make a checklist and you go back and you look at the conversation you had and you realize that you made positive progress. But simplicity is that simple things can make you happy if you let them. An actual working relationship doesn't have to be filled with drama. It doesn't have to be a lot of work. Some people say, if you don't work for it, it's not real. With relationships, I don't think so. I think the basics, the foundational things needs to be easy because you have to align enough to build on. Values and core issues in your life needs to be aligned for a relationship to actually work. But that's just my personal opinion. But what I see is from this simplicity card is that don't question if something is happening in a simple and organic way, because it can actually happen like that. But okay, this was your reading for 2023. I wish you a lot of luck with love and communication, better communication that can always be improved. I think it's true for all of us. Hope this was useful. Please like, subscribe, comment down below if you resonated with the reading. Share it with other people you think it helps, because those things all help my channel, and I love doing these readings. But it's also fun to hear that they are useful for people. So yeah, thank you so much for being here, and see you in the next one. Yeah, not yet next year yet. See you in the next one. Bye. Hello, pie number 2. If you chose this little door with a heart, then this is going to be your reading. And let's see what's your big question for this year is going to be memories. Okay. Let's put her somewhere there. And your 2 cards is content and in progress. Very interesting, because those kind of feel like in a way pushing against each other, but I kind of like them next to each other, because with memories, what I'm getting is obviously exes, because this is a love reading. That it's very easy to turn back towards the past and think that, oh, maybe it wasn't as bad as I think it was. But the thing is with past relationships, that they are in the past for a reason. It doesn't mean always that you can't find a connection with someone you already had a relationship previously, because if both of you evolved, if both of you put in the work, that then you're pretty much 2 new people who have past experience to build on. So for some, it could be that an ex is coming back, but it's only a good idea if you did the work to change and they did the work to change. If they didn't, if they're the same or you're the same, it's a bad idea. And then this card is all about, don't let memories convince you, the good memories convince you that the bad didn't exist. But it's also very interesting, because being content, being happy with what you have, doesn't mean you can't actually progress and level up and work on yourself. So what I'm getting with from these 2 cards is, it's very important to love yourself, to be content with who you are, and accept your faults just like your good qualities, because sometimes it's easier to concentrate on the faults and not on the good qualities we have. But while loving yourself and accepting that this is who you are right now, it doesn't mean that you should feel, how to say this, you shouldn't feel or give into the need of change, because I kind of feel like for some of you there could be a worry that, if you start working on something else, or if you begin a new journey about who you are, you feel like you might lose this place you work so hard to reach, where you're happy with yourself, where you know who you are, and you know why you do the things you do. Because if you change things, that those things might change as well. And that can be very true, but it shouldn't keep you away from actually progressing and changing. Because if you try to keep in a stagnant place, life sooner or later will move you out from that infertile immobility. And it could all be also mean, because we're talking about love readings for singles, that maybe you need to leave your comfort zone a little more often, not jumping out of it completely, because that's too much, and that could make you want to just turn back and not ever try again. But find ways to try certain new things out without giving up who you are, without changing things too drastically. So, for example, if you love board games and you really like playing it with friends and family, maybe you could find a way to play board games with other people. But if meeting a local meetup, if there is such thing, is too big of a step out of your comfort zone, because new people and new location and going somewhere else could be a really big step for people, then try to find something online. Because maybe playing from the comfort of your own home but with new people could be the right step towards the new chapter that you're trying to move forward to, or towards to. It's okay to be in progress with changes you have in life. And I kind of really like what I'm seeing on the table. That might be a scary card for those who don't watch or know about tarot, but that is actually a really, really good card. That's the one that if you watch a tarot reading, most readers are like, oh yes, finally, because that signifies transformation, but it's transforming out of a place that is no longer good for you, that immobile fertility, for example, or memories, holding on to an ex, for example, into something new, finally letting go of the old that is no longer really good for you. Because it's not, sometimes it's really hard to think to let go, because you think that what you're living in the past was your everything, your perfect life. Because the Ten of Pentacles symbolizes finding long-term success in not just financial situations, but relationships. It's about legacy. It's about connecting family line, for example. So it's the past that you can build on to have a future. It's a very good energy in love readings. But because we have the Death next to it, I'm feeling more like this is the place that card is telling you to let go. Because the contentness that you're feeling with the situation that you're in, that, oh, I'm not even, maybe it could be that, you think that you don't even look for love as much as, other people, or you thought you're looking for it. You're kind of good. If love comes, they're happy to, you know, welcome it, but you're good. You're not gonna, you know, really take an actual step out and effort to find love, which is okay. You know, it's fine. Like I said, it's you know, it's a progress. But the cards, this section of the cards are a reminder that what you regard as the perfect life that has been, and you might be someone who had a relationship where you were really in love, it felt like it was the one, and then it fell apart and you're no longer together, or for some other reason you lost that relationship, and you might think that nothing is ever going to be better than that was. But this is the reminder that it's not true. You have to let go of old memories, you have to let go of old people, old way of looking at things in order to find something equally good. It's never gonna be the same. The cards are not asking you to forget how you felt or who this person was or how you felt with them, but they are asking you to give chance for experiencing things in a new way, because the Page of Cups is someone who is ready to experience emotions and who's open to feel them and feel how she or how they feel in a relationship, because they want to experience those emotions. They are not shying away from the emotional experience of a new relationship. And you know, the pages are always bringing that fresh new energy with them, so it's definitely new. There's a possibility of a new relationship, but only if you let go of what you should let go of. The old one is in the best for a reason. We also have the Seven of Pentacles, and Pentacles are good in love relationship kind of readings, like I said, because they are the stable energies that you can actually build on. The Seven of Pentacles is a very interesting one because it signifies putting effort into something, you know, being in that in progress stage, and accepting that you won't know what exactly will come from this experience. So there's a chance definitely for you to meet someone next year, but the cards are not clear on, for a reason, how this relationship will turn out. And the reason is because you have to experience the in progress part more. You have to be okay with not knowing, to give your love and all to a new relationship without expecting it to turn into the relationship. The lesson for you that you can learn or, you know, practice next year is definitely that. This might be frustrating, but I'm not saying, and the cards are not saying, that this doesn't have a potential to turn into something real. They're just saying that for you, it's more important to get in that emotional space where you can give to someone without expecting them to give equally back. Because relationships are hardly ever equal. They are complementary, in my opinion. And sometimes one person is giving more on the emotional side and the other person is giving more on the physical, material side of things. And I'm not saying that they don't love the other person. It's just that they are showing their love through actions more, or gifts, but that doesn't sound right. Doesn't sound right in this context, because I'm not saying that it's a transactional relationship. I'm just saying that some people have an easier time to show their emotions and show how they feel and what they feel, and the other person has an easier way to show it through their actions. You know, they go home, they cook dinner, they bring a flower because they thought the other person would like them. So, you know, like small gestures. They don't say that I love you with words, or like don't show affection in a very visible way. They show it through small gestures and small actions. And the other person is the opposite. They gonna wake up and hug the other person and kiss them and tell them that they love them, because that's how they experience the emotional connection that they both share. For you, I think it could be that you're gonna be the one who shows the emotional side through words and, you know, like kisses and hugs and stuff like that. And if you're not there, then this year could be an option to try it out, to work on it, to see if you like it, even to step into that role and see where it leads. This, you know, I'm not saying that you need to force yourself into something you're not, but if you never tried it, you don't know if you're actually enjoying doing things like that or not. So give it a chance. Give it a chance to show your love and appreciation in a different way than you did before. And your final message is stand still, which is pretty much like content. But because we're in the final, you know, message space or part of the reading, I kind of think that this is, you know, connecting to this one. It's not the getting stuck in a comfort zone, you know, like not moving. It's the being okay with standing still while you let things to progress. There's definitely a before and an after in this reading, which is very interesting. So I hope this, you know, this part is clear. Sometimes sometimes making progress, or most of the time, it's not visible immediately. It takes time, and it's just like with the death card or the death card's energy. It's you recognize that you need to change. You start the process to change, and then once you're out on the other side, you realize that, oh, wait a minute, I just went through this whole change, and while I was in it, I didn't realize that I was actually making these changes, and I was, you know, going from one state to the next one. But now that I'm through, I actually can see how much things were progressing, how much things were changing. But sometimes those things are outside, because you start the outside of you, because you start the progress or the process, and you have to let things actually move. And that's what this card is all about. Don't try to rush things. It's okay to wait until you're better at communicating, for example, before you move to make contact with people. You don't have to rush things. Yeah, okay, I think I'm done with this, this part of the reading. So, or this reading. So yeah, this hope it's useful. The energy that I'm getting is very interesting. I don't think I ever felt like this when I was doing a reading. It's not heavy in a way of emotional. It's more of a like, I just want to close my eyes and sit in one place energy. And listen to my inner voice while I also listen to the outside world. I think that's the energy that I'm feeling, and that's the energy of the stand still card, which is very, very interesting. But yeah, I hope this was useful. Please do like, subscribe, share it with other people. Those all have my channel. And comment down below if it resonated, especially the energy. Do you ever felt like that? Do you feel you know what I'm talking about? Do let me know, and see you in the next one. Thank you so much for being here. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. If you chose this snowflake, then this is going to be your reading. We're gonna check this one at the end, but let's see what your big question or big area for this year is going to be. Food. Okay, the food card in this context is all about earthly pleasures and your relationship to them. Like, how much are you able to indulge yourself? Because food can be a very restrictive thing for a lot of people, and because we're talking about love, a relationship, this is going to be a very abundant year for you if you let it. Also, there could be, for some, because this is a general reading, that overindulgence could be also a question that comes up. So finding balance with indulgence and self-indulgence is going to be a major theme for this pile. We also have loneliness and friendship. Okay. So I'm definitely getting the comfort food vibes with the loneliness card, I'm not gonna lie. And the friendship card, it's not here to tell you that you're not gonna find love, you're only gonna find friendship. I feel like it's more about when you feel lonely, don't try to find a love relationship or a romantic relationship, because that might not be the right, or yeah, I kind of feel like you're not going to be mentally or emotionally in a space where you can attract the right people for you if you are coming from a very, not desperate in a way that, oh, I'm desperate to find a relationship, in a way that I really don't want to feel like this, I feel alone and I hate this and I want to feel better. You know why we eat comfort food is because we want to make ourselves feel better. But there's always a risk for people to jump into a romantic relationship to feel that whole emotional hole, and just making things worse in the long run. When you feel like that, your first thought shouldn't be, okay, I'm gonna go and go on a date and maybe find someone who's gonna love me and make me feel better, because they cannot do that. You're the only one who can actually find a way to make yourself happy. They can add to it, they can make things worse for sure, but they're never gonna be the solution. But you have friends, or if you don't think you have friends, work on friendships first, because it might be easier to be honest about how you feel with people that you regard as friends. So lean on your friends and friendships next year while you look for love, for example, or even if you don't look for love, because this could be the annoying pile that will not be about, in your year is not necessarily going to be about finding love. Like I said, I'm not saying it's not gonna happen. I haven't even seen the tarot cards. I'm just saying that it's important to recognize that trying to solve your emotional problems with a romantic relationship is not going to work. We have the Two of Pentacles so far, which is an interesting one because it's about balance. And what I said with the food card, that it's important to allow yourself to experience the finer things, the more indulgent side of life. So, if someone is asking you to join them for an experience, not necessarily related to food, but an experience that you think will add to your life, but you're really busy with work, it could be that you need to find the time to actually be able to join them, because if you just think about work all the time, you're not gonna be enjoying life at all. So there's definitely a need of work and personal life balance. Maybe the reason why you don't why you are single and you haven't found a relationship that you were happy in is because you never took enough time to find that relationship. And I'm not saying, like, don't take care of your responsibilities, obviously. But there's a fine line between doing what you have to and overdoing it because you think you should. A job is still a job. It's there for a reason in your life, but you have to recognize how much power or time you give to it, because life is short. And I know that you might think that I'm being ridiculous, but some sacrifices are needed in order to actually find love. Yeah. And obviously, friendship could mean that your friends are going to be that one that will help you find someone who's actually good for you, because if they might invite you out, but if you keep saying no, then you might miss out on meeting someone or just getting into a happier headspace where you can actually attract someone who's not attracted to the lonely and more negative headspace that you can find yourself in. Because I definitely feel like for you, this group, someone who's very passionate and positive, especially because we have the Nine of Wands here, could be a very good person to help balance out the way you feel, because you might be the type of person who overfeel and overthink things, and actually meeting someone who's gonna be living more in the moment and invite you onto adventures is good. It could be very, very good for you. Of course, because this is a general reading. For some of you, there's gonna be this person who's coming in and asking you out on adventures, like I said, is carrying the potential to overindulge. So for you, for some of you who maybe says yes easier, there's a lesson in the next year to sometimes say no. Because we also have the Four of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles is all about resources and finding balance in how you spend your energy, time, and money, and who you are spending it on and with. Both of these cards are talking about finding that balance between everyday life and the indulgence of your personal life. And the everyday, I mean your responsibilities, and by the personal, I mean what you actually enjoy doing. There's a balance that you need to figure out, because what you have right now, I feel like it's not working. You might think it's working, but it's actually not. It's leading you into places where you're not really want to be, where you actually feel lonely and lost and alone. Because you can, be in a relationship and feel absolutely lost, lonely, and alone if you're not with the person of yours. That's good for you. But I love the High Priestess, because the High Priestess is here to tell you that your intuition about these situations are actually something that you can rely on. You need to take some time to listen to this little voice in your head or in your heart, maybe more, when it's trying to give you advice. Check in on your body, how it feels about certain decisions you're making, because your body is actually much smarter than your brain. And what I mean is that gut feeling that you have when someone is suggesting an adventure. Adventure is a keyword for you. I don't know why, but it is. When someone is suggesting an adventure, there's an initial gut reaction. Take time to develop the skill to realize what it was, because it can be very quick. It can be very much like I would like to say yes, but you don't hear the I would like to say yes part, because it only reaches the part, and then it's, you know, the self-talk, the doubt, the oh, I don't can't do that, I have responsibilities, blah 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 part starts immediately. And you don't, if you don't hone in on that skill to listen to your inner voice, because no one knows how you're supposed to live your life, on how you can actually be happy except you. I can't, not even the cards, maybe the universe, but the universe is like, well, I gave you this experience in the 3D to figure things out. So, you know, universe could tell you, but the universe won't tell you directly. But the universe is giving you the tools to realize what makes you happy and what doesn't. And that gut reaction is one of them. And for this year, you're asked to work on that. Because if you know how you feel about, you know, certain things, you can actually move and start making actions towards that. And then find that more balanced place later in the year. Or yeah, I don't feel like it's gonna be that quick, but there's definitely progression in the first 6 months. The two, you know, like February could be meaningful, or March, but I'm getting more of the feeling of the first half of the year, that it takes some time to figure things out, where and how to allow yourself to indulge without overindulging. But once you do that, things can actually open up. And then we can, you know, get back and check on readings, because this is about that part of the year, which is very interesting. And yeah, we have flexibility as the final message. Like what I said with the Two of Pentacles, finding that balance, being flexible when someone is asking you to join for an adventure. Find a way to join it when you have that gut reaction that this is something that you're supposed to do. And don't get discouraged if you don't feel, or you know, if there's no concrete thing that you're getting out of that meeting, because it's not about that, it's about developing this skill. So, you know, don't set your expectation too high when you're saying yes or saying no, because what you may need to take away from that situation is the ability to listen to yourself and say yes or no according to that, and not actually meeting the love of your life immediately. Because I don't feel like there's a definite immediate meeting, but it's because you have work to do. But if you do that, there's gonna be, you know, a definite chance. But for you, for this spy, I'm definitely feeling that there's gonna be a reading after 6 months. So please like, subscribe, so you can get that reading about 6 months from now. That will be for you specifically. This, I don't know how, I don't know which reading. You're gonna be the one who will know that, you know, because by that time you will know where to click, and it might not even come from my channel. I'll not even say that, but it could be. So please subscribe, because I would love to have you around and tell me that, you know, in the future that you watched this reading and there was another one that resonated as a continuation of this one, because I definitely feel like there's gonna be, and not necessarily about love, but there's gonna be a continuation, which is very, very cool and very interesting, and the first that ever happened to me. So we will see how it turns out in 6 months from now, because I'm not gonna make a note, because that would be cheating. I will allow things to happen, you know, and progress, because it's also fun for me as a reader as well. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. I'm wishing you a lovely 2023, and don't get discouraged. You got what it takes to turn things around and be in a better place, a more receptive place for love, for sure. But yeah, thank you so much for being here, and see you in the next one. Bye!